So welcome everyone. My name is Chris Schweda. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm flat out excited for you guys because if you've been looking for a situation where you can get in control of your freedom, your finances, then we're really excited about what you're about to see. I'm going to go into a little bit of the backstory, and then you're going to hear from a few ladies that, have not only been impacted by the products and what they've done, but basically have changed their lives financially as well through the process. So guys, a little bit over 3 years ago, I was in a position where I was literally in the worst place I'd ever been in my life. Let me go mute everyone because I see a lot of unmuters. So I was at the worst place in my life. I had a bone infection that literally financially devastated me. It physically devastated me. I was bedridden for 4 months, and through that process, emotionally devastated me. So I went from making a strong six-figure income to basically 40 grand in credit card debt, a $40,000 home equity line of credit that had a balloon payment that was due. So my house was going to go into foreclosure. Not to mention I was a month behind on my mortgage, which I'd caught up because I was like 2 or 3 months behind. I lost a $100,000 wakeboard boat that I put down a quarter on when I bought it. My air conditioner was out in the house. To say I was in a bad spot is an understatement. And I share that to share this. A good friend of mine, a couple that I knew, Mark and Judy Willitson, had invested into this public company. And basically, they had sent him coffee as a gift. Sent him a coffee. And they had no idea anything about the coffee or what it was, but they were like, I drink coffee. So they started drinking the stuff. And I'm talking to Mark almost every day, and he's like, man, I'm down 40 pounds. This is going on, that's going on. All these things in his life was changing by just adding this to his life. And then he found out about this and started taking this. Well, together, what these two products do, it's called DOSE, which stands for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Well, guys, if you're like me and you're like, what does all that mean? I had no idea. All I knew is that he said, when you drink this stuff and take this, it causes your brain to produce all these happy chemicals. And I'm sharing that because you don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to understand how it works. What you need to know is that when you take these products, that's what happens. So he was sharing with me what it was doing for him. And it sounded almost too good to be true. That you could take a coffee and a capsule and it's doing all these things from pain and inflammation to, I'm not making medical claims, but I'm sharing experiences that people have gotten from it, where he had gotten off a bunch of pain meds and all that from an accident he had been in by taking these products. He just no longer had the same level of pain. So with that being said, he's telling me all these magical things about this unicorn coffee that sounded to me unrealistic. But I trusted him. I knew him. I loved this couple. And I said, well, if it did that for you, I was dealing with what I would consider my level of depression or anxiety of, how in the world am I going to pay my bills and all that stuff, where I was in my life. And I was like, worst case scenario is I stay the same. And I tried it. And what I can tell you is within 15 minutes, which doesn't happen for everybody, but most people feel instant results. But what I can share with you is that everyone, if they're on these products for 30 to 90 days, are absolutely going to notice a difference in their life from taking these products. So he started telling me about it. I tried it, and 15 minutes, I felt normal for the first time in several years. And that's something that is hard to explain, feeling normal. But going from being very successful, or what people consider successful, which I considered being successful where I was, to being flat broke, busted, disgusted, was a totally different place. And I was not used to losing. I was used to winning in life, right? And this product helped me to feel normal again. So with that being said, guys, we put together a marketing strategy, a simplistic marketing strategy, sharing happiness with people, sharing a cup of coffee. And basically, we started off with a very simple conversation, which was, have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's talking about? And what happened is people asked us, what is that? And even if they didn't even drink coffee, they were like, happy coffee, what is that? Because everybody wants to be happy. Can we agree with that? In the days we live in, we've never had more anxiety, more all these things than we've had. Basically, all right, somebody was explaining something I asked earlier. But basically, we've never had a time where people were more, they're dealing with all this stuff because of the closures and because of the social distancing and all the stuff that people are going through, where the suicide rates are going through the roof. Alcoholism, drug addictions, all these things are changing. So what I can share with you is that by us sharing a very simple message of how they can release these happy chemicals naturally, we grew this thing like it grew faster than the coronavirus. And that's not a joke. I'm talking about this thing grew so fast. We were literally doing millions of dollars in sales. I know that our organization alone was doing over $1 million a month within 4 months, sharing this all by word of mouth. And guys, because of that, we grew so fast, the company couldn't handle the growth. We went through more challenges than I care to remember. But because of that, we grew month over month over month when the company couldn't keep up with the product, when all these other things happened. And I'm sharing that to share this. The reason why you need to be excited about where we are today is because of the growth that we experienced against all odds. We attracted the most amazing corporate team that a company could possibly have. We attracted multiple people. We now have multiple people, 3 to 4 people in our corporate staff that have all been a part of growing companies to over $1 billion a year in sales. And because of that, then they started to look at, now we have this corporate team that fixed all the challenges we have and knocked all that stuff out. And then they said, you know what? Your culture and community and your branding don't align. So they interviewed all the leaders and all the people that had a part of growing this thing. Some of the people on the Zoom were interviewed, and they rebranded the company to the Happy Co., which is based off of the culture and community that many of us on the Zoom created. And with that being said, guys, the Happy Co. is a happy community. It's a happy company that has happy coffee and many other products. We're a health and wellness company that has a bunch of different products. And yes, now that we have coffee, and for the people that are like, I don't drink coffee, we have a tea. A peach tea, we have a chai tea, we have a lemonade that literally tastes like country time lemonade. We have, for people that don't want to drink anything, we have a capsule that does the same thing. We have now an all-in-one shake with everything. They threw the kitchen sink of this thing, from collagen to all kinds of stuff, right? You can read the bag. There's so much stuff in this stuff. You would have to spend $300 to get all the things. If you bought all the different things that this does individually, you'd be spending hundreds of dollars a month just on this, and it's all in one. It's a happy shake. So guys, we are the Happy Co. And basically now we can even say, hey, have you heard about the Happy Challenge? And people are going to go, what's the Happy Challenge? Well, have you tried the Happy Coffee yet? Well, I don't drink coffee. Have you tried the Happy Tea yet? Right? And we have all these different products because, guys, what we're doing is we're challenging people to get a little happier in their life. Everyone can use some more happy. And we have products that help with that. If people are having problems sleeping, we have a product for that. If people like to drink, we have a hangover patch, right? We have things for every aspect of your life to help you get in touch with your happy. And then on top of that, the most important thing is we have a culture and community that is set up to help you to grow, to be the best version of yourself, to support you, to help you feel love and connection, to let you know how important you are, to be a part of it. And we have all kinds of fun stuff that I'm not going to talk about that we do to help accentuate that with the community. But with that being said, guys, I'll finish up where my story was, but I can tell you that these products have, without a question, changed my life in so many different ways. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a couple other people to share what the products have done for them. And because of what the products have done, you know, how they actually started to promote it and it changed their life from a business perspective. So I'm going to start off with Miss Julie out of Canada. I didn't say your last name, Julie.
You're the best, Chris. Thank you. Thank you for asking me to come on tonight. So, hi, everybody. So my name is Julie. I live in Ottawa, Ontario, and I am the youngest of 6 kids. I'm a mother of 4 older kids. I'm a singer, and I've been playing in bands since I was 18 years old. And that was right around the time where I actually started to struggle with my weight. And so I think what was happening is it wasn't the bands per se, but in Canada, you can have alcohol at the age of 19. So I started to go out and eat and drink coolers, and they are loaded with sugar. Next thing you know, I was overweight. So I started to slow down what I was eating, or not slow down, but I started to eat less, and then it slowed my metabolism. And then add to that 6 pregnancies, and it was just like a big vicious circle. You know, I would gain weight, and then I would lose weight, and then I'd gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight. And basically, I tried every diet on the planet, every diet known to man, and I spent thousands of dollars 3 times on a medically supervised diet. And again, I just gained all the weight back. So what this has done for me is really, it's giving me my freedom, because I was at a stage where I was analyzing every single morsel of food and anything I put into my body. So that was really time consuming and took so much energy when I could have been spending that energy somewhere else, you know? So here's the thing. This product, it seems to do what the person needs. And everybody's different. And that's what I find so magical about it. You know, some of the things that Chris was talking about. And, you know, one of my personal missions is to help kids, especially, I'm talking like, you know, teenagers and stuff like that with anxiety and depression. That is one of my main goals. I mean, I'm gonna help everybody, but I'm really super passionate about that. And, you know, things were bad before COVID, now they're worse, you know? So for me, it's helped me with weight loss. It's helped me with stiffness. Like I would be sitting in a chair, and if I sat there for any length of time and I'd go to stand up and I was like stiff, and I'm like, how is that even possible? Like I'm in my early 50s. And I'd say to my husband, like, are you like that? And he isn't, because he's playing hockey several times a week and golf all summer. And but I come from a family of hip replacements. My mom had 3 hip replacements. One was, I think, 24 years old. And my oldest brother and sister have already had hip replacements. So I think it's a little bit of that going on. And the thing is, you know, on this product, all of a sudden you go, oh my God, you forget. It's like, I used to be like that. And a friend of mine said, we almost have to write everything down because you forget, you know, it's amazing. So for me, it was weight loss, it was stiffness, and focus. That was huge, huge for me. And so I used to work, I had a corporate job, and I really didn't get a lot done. Like I had a couple of different desks, offices, and I used to like bring all my stuff, my paperwork to one desk, and then later I'd bring it to the other desk. And it seemed like that's all I was doing all day. I mean, I don't even know why they kept me. Seriously, I was not getting a whole heck of a lot done. And then when I had an office, a home office, it was even worse, because I got distracted with every single thing you can imagine, you know, dirty laundry, dishes in the sink, that sort of stuff. So it majorly helped me with focus. And this stuff is so impactful. It wasn't long ago. It was like early afternoon, and I'm like, what is wrong with me today? And I was like, I even said these words, I should never say that, but I was like, why am I so stupid? I just could not get things done. And I realized I had forgotten to have my coffee that morning. I just was so busy. That's how impactful it is. I mean, it impacts you within hours. So this is me now. Me now is, I have a coffee, and you have to understand, I'm a girl that couldn't have coffee before. It used to make my heart race, give me anxiety attack hours later. Anyways, now I can have, this is the only coffee I can have. I have my huge coffee, and then I go to peach tea, and I love it in an icer shaker bottle with lots of ice and water. And then I go straight to my zest, the lemonade. That's my wine around 4 o'clock. And that keeps me going all day. I no longer have to nap. I'm clear-headed. I'm super focused, and I'm having fun all day long. I'm not joking. I have so much fun right now. And my brain has never functioned like this before. My dad, I'm a singer, so I always have like songs written all over the place. And my dad told me before I was 20 years old, write everything down. So I started writing everything down, but now I find I don't have to write things down. It's unbelievable. I'm 56 years old. I said to my husband the other day, and he said, don't tell that to people. They're going to think you're crazy. I am literally coming out with words I didn't know I knew. I'm like, holy crap, did I just say that? I didn't even know I knew that word. So anyways, I've had super profound experiences with the product, and I'm not even talking about the people that we've impacted. I mean, I cry. I am so happy with what's happening out there with people. And, you know, it's amazing the people that we can touch, and we can't touch enough people because we have so many people to touch with this. Okay, just a little bit about the business. I've been in the industry for 12 years, and I did pretty well, but nothing like this. And here's the reason why. It's simple. It's easily duplicated. It's a high impact product that often has instant gratification. So like you, Chris, when I drank it the first time, I'm like, woohoo, like this is fun. I thought it was awesome. Not everybody has that, but I did. And the other reason why I'm doing so well is because I can now focus. I was never able to focus in 12 years. The income is not like anything I've ever experienced. I've earned more income in this than when I was working in the high-tech industry. And then on all my network marketing experience, I would never call this work. I love it so much. I would never call it work. And it's something that I honestly would do for free, but the income is amazing. And I'm not a numbers girl. I don't understand the comp plan very well, Chris, but I married a guy who would, but I don't know. I just know what's coming in. And that's not even why I do it. I don't do it for that reason, but it is awesome. So the last thing is it makes you feel so good. It makes you feel good, but it also makes you feel good because you're helping so many people. So, and I truly believe that after having our kids, that this is the most important thing that I could do. And so my team and I, we're not only going to have a huge impact on our immediate circles, but we have big plans to reach out to the entire world. So I'm super excited. I'm super grateful. I'm super happy. And thank you guys for coming on and for listening. Thanks, Chris.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Julie.
You're welcome.
Now we're going to go out to Miss Cheryl. Jacques. I like to say it all kinds of different ways. I mess up everybody's last name, by the way, guys.
Hi,
Go ahead,
Chris.
Cheryl.
Well, I live in Venice, Florida. I've been in this company. It'll be 3 years next month. Originally, I was offered a sample of the coffee, and I said, thanks, but no thanks, not interested. And I have a history. I really was having problems with depression. I was on antidepressants for 25 years, and they weren't working. And I was in a really, really dark place, to the point that I didn't think it was going to get any worse, but it did when I suddenly lost my little brother unexpectedly. And so from that point on, it just seemed to be like a downhill spiral. It was so bad that I didn't even want to wake up in the mornings. I just wanted to go to sleep and pray that I would just not be here the next day. So when I was offered this sample, I said, no, thanks. But then 4 days later, I decided, well, what the heck, I'm gonna just try it because I can prove that it's not gonna do what they say. I was determined that nothing was gonna help me. And I took a drink of the coffee. About 20 minutes into my first cup, I was like, what in the world? I feel different. And then I didn't even realize that I was starting to feel happy because I didn't know what feeling happy was about. And I was afraid to allow myself to experience this because I was afraid it wouldn't last. And that maybe it was just something that I was conjuring up, you know? So I kept drinking the coffee and kept drinking the coffee. And a few days later, I don't suggest this, but I did it. I just threw my antidepressants away. And the dose with the Xanthamax and the coffee combined gave me a feeling that it was so unfamiliar to me. And that was a feeling of being happy, of looking forward to the next day. No more depression or anxiety was running my life. And it just seemed like I wasn't me. It seemed like I must be somebody else because I never felt like this before. And because of the profound effect that it had on me, I just couldn't wait to tell everybody else about it. So that's when I came into the company. I wanted to share this with everybody else that I knew that was suffering from this. And I just basically turned my misery into my ministry and got paid to do it, got paid well to do it. The company is just unlike any other. I've been in this industry off and on for probably 20 years, and I've never been in a company like this with leaders like this, amazing people that we call family, because it is a big family. Oh, and I lost 24 pounds. That's the other thing, which was unheard of because nothing else had ever worked before. But it's just something that I can't put into words how wonderful it is. All the things it's done for us. It's given us time freedom to be able to travel. It's given us the ability to do things for our family financially that we couldn't otherwise. We have just so many plans to just take this worldwide with our team. And we are just so thankful that we found this company.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cheryl. So guys, we have two more stories and then we're going to close this bad boy out. Let's go to Miss Teresa.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. Thank you, Chris. I'm Teresa from Colorado, and I am really honored to be on here tonight. Carly is my team leader out of Oregon, and she contacted me, and I've been doing some other testimonials, but I feel really special to be a part of this group tonight. So thank you for listening. My story is nothing like I would have ever thought. I had a friend a year ago this March that reached out to me, and she had been a former client when I was in sales and marketing for 43 years, and we had stayed friends. She sent me a message just out of the blue. She had relocated. She retired early due to MS and a lot of health issues. And she said, Teresa, is your coffee happy? I'm like, oh, of course it is. I have 2 or 3 cups every morning and I'm good to go. You know, that's all I could say. And she goes, well, let me tell you what's going on. And I was introduced to Happy Coffee, and she told me about the products and the company. And she said, I have lost quite a bit of weight, but the great news is my medications are almost half of what I was taking. My doctor was able to adjust my MS medicines, and I'm doing amazing. And I have to share this, and I'd like to start my business. And I thought maybe you'd be interested. She didn't have a clue what was going on in my life with my health and some weight challenges. I turned 60 this past year, and the doctor all of a sudden told me, you need to lose 10 to 12 pounds. And I'm really concerned about your blood panels, and we've got a lot of work to do. So then I got really scared. And this was right before my friend told me about Happy Coffee and the products. So when she shared her products with me, I said, yeah, I'll help you get started with your company, you know, your business, and I'll buy Xanthamax and the Happy Coffee. And call it a day. I wasn't even thinking about myself. I was just thinking about helping her out. And I was happy for her, but I really didn't have that mindset. Guess I just never touched anything quite like this before. So I went ahead and got it in the mail. And I thought, well, I'm just going to take like 1/8 of a scoop. This looks pretty strong. I'll put it in my coffee, and I'm just going to take the Xanthromax every other day. And I was just being really cautious with it. So 5 days went by, and I'm like, oh no, I've got my doctor's appointment next week. I haven't lost any weight. I haven't done anything she told me to do. And I'd had 6 weeks to kind of get started on the weight thing. So I jumped on the scale thinking about my doctor's appointment. And the next thing I knew, I looked down and I'd lost 3 pounds. I go, this is absolutely impossible. I don't lose weight. I haven't lost weight in years. And I've been eating the same stuff. I hadn't altered my diet, nothing. So 5 days later, I got on the scale again, and I had increased to 1/4 a scoop. I was taking my Xanthromax every day, and I was feeling good. I didn't feel anything drastic at that point because I am a positive person, energetic. So I wasn't really on that path. But when I jumped back on the scale, I had lost 10 pounds. I go, okay, something's going on. This is absolutely amazing. So I was excited to go to my doctor because I was losing the weight, but I also realized what it was. So my husband knew what was going on. He goes, well, I'm interested. Let's get me started on it. So we got him going too. And he has had a lot of health issues. He's a disabled vet, and PTSD, physical issues. So fast forwarding to myself, I go to my doctor the next week, and she's like, Teresa, this is great. You went on a diet and you've lost 10 pounds and your blood levels are still scary, but I see some good improvements here and there. And so she was just assuming I had been dieting. And I decided I wasn't going to tell her right away because I wanted to really know beyond a shadow of a doubt what was happening in my body and what was curing me and healing me. And so I had to go back 6 weeks later for more blood panels, and she started seeing some drastic changes. I told her, I said, I think my RA is changing. I'm not wearing my brace on my right hand anymore. I don't have the swelling. I can sleep at night. I'm not taking my sleep meds. And she's like, this is phenomenal. She goes, you're doing the right thing with the food you're eating. I go, well, I am eating cleaner. I am craving healthier foods again. And all of those things started to change in my body. And in less than 3 months, I had lost 25 pounds and I was still eating. And so fast forwarding to just about 6 weeks ago, I've lost 40 pounds total. My blood panels are perfect. I don't know what perfect is, but mine are. My RA is gone. I sleep the whole night. If I do wake up, I go right back to sleep. My husband has lost almost 30 pounds. He's no longer taking his nightmare medicine for his PTSD. He was in several wars and deployed at least 12 times. So it was very severe. He still has it, but the medications are minimal now. They have been able to reduce and adjust his meds. So the great story is both of our doctors know, my pain management doctors know exactly what I'm using and taking. And they researched it, they approved it. They said, this is phenomenal. And they're customers now too, which is really awesome. And on top of it, not only do I take my happy coffee every morning, of course, I take my Xanthromax, my husband takes 2 to 3, and I drink peach tea from 11:30 a.m. till 3 p.m. Sometimes I mix my zest in, my happy lemonade, and do an Arnold Palmer. I use it with coconut and lime, a little Perrier. It's just carbonated, perfect. It's light. I can drink 180 ounces of water a day, which is unheard of for me. And now the shake, I lost 3 more pounds since Friday. The shake is phenomenal. It's become a meal supplement for me in the afternoon. I don't always have a huge appetite until later in the day, but it helps sustain me. And there's been some evenings I haven't even had dinner, which is unheard of because I like dinner. So saying all that, I really am thrilled with the financial side of it. It's been nice because I'm retired now and it's a little extra income, but I'm starting to grow a team. I hadn't really gone into it for that because I retired about 1.5 years ago, but like most people I know that are in this life-changing season with the company, you can't help but share it. I mean, I wasn't going into it to sell or to even have a team, but when people ask you what is going on, can you help me? Can you show me what to do? You have to share it. And there's people that come to me and ask me that I would have never thought of talking to them about it. So the sky's the limit. This has been a life changer for my husband and I, and all of the people that we've been able to touch and share it with. And I'll never go backwards. I can never live without my products. I have enough to last 7 to 8 months. So if anything ever happened with the Postal Service, I'd still have my products. And that's my story.
Wow. Awesome. That's an incredible story. Thank you so much, Teresa. And to bring it all home, we have Miss Marilyn Scott. Over to you, Marilyn.
Hey guys, Teresa,
Thanks.
that was so good. Your testimony is so good. So yay, I get to follow that. So I'm Marilyn Scott. I'm from a very small town in Texas. Population is like 360. I like to say that includes cows and goats and all of that because we're so itty bitty. I'm a wife, a mother of twin 12-year-old girls. They just turned 12 yesterday. So I am a dog mom and a cat mom. So life's an adventure. It's super fun. So I found these products through my friend who I met on the internet. She's from Facebook, Carly Foster. And I instantly fell in love with them. I love coffee. So I instantly fell in love with what they did for me, how they made me feel. I lost weight. And so people were asking, what are you doing? And I was telling them I'm drinking happy coffee. And I was sending them to Carly. She came to me and she's like, hey, thank you so much for the referrals you're giving me. But you could be doing this. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. But that seed was planted and it was growing. The thought of joining was growing inside of me. And finally I was like, even if I do this just to be able to buy my own product, it would be worth it. And it took off like I never would have imagined. I have been in direct sales for about 8 years, and I kind of just stayed stagnant. I was winning personally, but my team wasn't winning, so I wasn't really going up how I wanted to. So I didn't really think that this would be any different than anything I had been doing before, but I was super wrong. Everything went super fast and it's been super exciting. I love the community here and the people here. I have notes because I'll just get distracted. So, but yeah, I've been blown away with how fast things can grow here and how people want to be part of this because it's so fun. Everyone is so amazing and they want to see you win. I've never been somewhere where the people that have been there ahead of you learn the thing that's successful. They pick it up and they hand it to the next person. So the simplicity, the duplicatableness of what we have here is amazing because literally the secret to our success is handed to us. So they figure it out. Here's what works. Hand it to the next person. Then they hand it to the next person. And I love that. I love it. So I no longer feel guilty about being a stay-at-home mom. Because I'm actually bringing in a full-time income, which is insane because I actually became a full-time mom because I have a type 1 diabetic daughter and I need to be around for her. So if something happens at school, I'm able to be there. If she needs something, I'm able to be there. It's a big caregiver role. So being able to contribute like that is huge. The freedom that this business has given me is everything. I have freedom from credit card debt now. I have freedom from medical debt. When I say freedom from medical debt, I'm no longer afraid to answer my phone anymore because I'm paying my bills as they come in instead of putting them in the drawer like I used to do when I would get the mail or worry about the phone call of them wanting me to pay the medical bill because I can pay it as soon as it comes in, which is amazing. Makes me want to cry. I have the freedom to say yes. I'm a yes mom now, which is so I wasn't a yes mom before. The simplicity of what we have here is insanely simple, duplicatable, and something anyone can do, which means anybody that wants to do this can do this, and we will meet you wherever you are, which is something that I feel like is really unique about here. Like, if you just want to stay being able to buy your products, like, we love you. You're amazing. If you want to go all the way to the top, we love you. You're amazing. And I love that about here. Let's see. So, I knew that I love coffee, and I knew I loved what Happy Coffee had to do here, but I never dreamed that it would be doing this for me, as a business for my family. So I'm thankful for the people that came before us, Chris and Ricky and Carly and Melissa. Thank you guys for paving the way. So I'm blessed to be here. So thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And guys, if it's okay with you, we'll close out with talking a little bit about money. Is that okay with everyone? Because what you just heard was some very impactful stories. And our system, you heard multiple people talk about the simplicity of the system. You heard Marilyn talking about the system, just hand it to the next person, hand it to the next person. I'm going to go over that very quickly. And I'm going to go finish my story with this. Guys, I was 40 grand in credit card debt, gone, paid for. Had a $40,000 home equity line of credit, gone, paid for. In 90 days, we replaced that boat that I lost with a newer version of it in 90 days, replaced. Guys, since then, our life has totally, absolutely changed in every single way. We were broke, busted, disgusted. Now we're growing and overflowing. Our life is totally different because we took action with something that made a lot of sense, that had high impact for people. And guys, we shared a very simple system. So what is that system? Because I know you're sitting here going, can I do this? Do I have the time? Well, guys, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to ask somebody if they've heard about the Happy Coffee everyone's talking about. It doesn't take a lot of time to ask someone if they've heard about the Happy Company that everyone's talking about, or if they've heard about the Happy Challenge. All of these questions are questions that have people ask you, what is that? And that's when, one, you want to be, step one of the system is be a product of the product. Take the products and people will notice a difference in you. They'll notice whether if you had to lose weight, they'll notice if you're not as grumpy, they'll notice if you're just nicer, they'll notice many different aspects of you. Not only will you notice, but your friends and family will notice a difference in you. So one is be a product of the product. Two, ask questions, share your story. We ask a few questions like, hey, do you know anybody could use a little bit more happy in their life during these crazy times? Guaranteed, can we agree we're going to get a yes to that? Question number two is, have you heard about the Happy Coffee everyone's been talking about? Have you heard of the Happy Company everyone's been talking about? Have you heard of the Happy Challenge everyone's talking about? Whichever one works for you, it doesn't matter. But you just ask one of those questions, simple. And then they're going to say, what is that? And you're going to go, oh my gosh. A friend of mine shared this with me, just like you heard every one of these ladies tonight. They all talked about how someone shared a cup of coffee or one of our products with them. And because of the impact, they found themselves talking about it. And they realized, well, hey, if I'm going to talk about it, I might as well get paid. Because what happens is everyone ends up doing the business, but some people don't do the business and get paid for it. Some people just tell people about it for free. And hey, if you just want to be a customer and you want to tell people about it for free, referring to somebody else, awesome, cool, do that if you want. But if you're not allergic to extra money, you can absolutely change where you are today. So step three is use the tool. Guys, a Zoom like this is a tool. We have samples that you can give out. They're tools. It's in the sample, but we have samples that you can give out. We have basically, that's a tool. We have websites and we also have Facebook groups that you can add people in. And that is a tool to where they get to see all the stories and they come up with a natural logical conclusion like, wow, if it did this for that person, did this for that person, what will it do for me? I need to try this stuff. Guys, in 90 days, everyone will notice a difference. In 30 days, I would say everyone will notice a difference. But I like to say, you know what, get on something for a while to really understand what it's doing. So with that being said, guys, the last thing is connect them to someone else. See, remember all that dopamine, something, another, and all this stuff I couldn't pronounce when I got started, dopamine, serotonin, all that stuff. You don't have to understand that. You don't have to be a scientist. The question is if you could go out onto the court and basically just dribble the ball, Michael Jordan run by, you hand the ball to Michael Jordan, he slam dunks the ball, and you get paid, would you join the NBA if that's all you had to do? And if you don't say yes to that, there's there's something wrong with you, right? If you don't have to take the shots, but you get paid when someone else take the shots, that to me made a lot of sense. And guys, step 4 in our system is connect people to other people. Well, what's in it? You know what? That's a great question. I don't know. Hey, I can send you a website that'll explain more than that. But I tell you what, let me introduce you to a friend of mine. He's been doing this for way longer than I can. She's been doing this for way longer than I have. She can explain a lot better than I can. Boom. And you connect them to someone else. So you don't have to be the Michael Jordan. You can pass it to your Michael Jordan and your team. Guys, that is the system. It's super simple. Everyone can do it. And that's the reason why we've helped more people become thousandaires with this company than anything I've ever seen. We are on a mission to help people make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. And because we've been so effective at that, we've created more people making a 6-figure income than in my 20 years in this industry would I've ever seen. Because the 500 to 1,000 is the building block to the big income. With that being said, you're either one of two people. One, you just want to be happy and you're allergic to extra money. It's all good. You don't have to do the business. You just want to refer people for free. Awesome. Get happy. Get on the products. Try it. See how it is. Get with the person, invite you on to Zoom and say, I'm a number 1. A number 2 is someone that says, man, will you just shut up and end this thing so I can get on the phone with the person inviting me on this thing so I could tell them I'm a number 2 because I want to get started, because I know that I can make an impact in my life. I know I can make an impact in other people's lives. And I want to go out there and share this happiness with everyone. With that being said, get with the person, invite you on the call. You're a number 2, by the way, if you're ready to do the business. So with that being said, get with the person, invite you on, let them know if you're a 1 or a 2. Thank you and have a great night. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.